Welcome to the February Reserve Bank of Australia interest rate update. As widely expected, the RBA have left interest rates on hold this month, which is great news for our borrowers. Having said that, there's been some news of recent, and I'm sure many of you have heard, there is the Royal Commission into the misconduct with the financial services industry findings were handed down yesterday. And there are a couple of things there that we're concerned about that we think will lead to higher interest rates in the medium term and longer term. There were three recommendations in relation to brokers. Brokers received a lot of attention in this report, and the findings, some are positive and some are negative, unfortunately. So I'll just quickly go through each of the three. They've called for an introduction to a best interest duty. Best interest duty means that brokers are compelled to act in the best interest of their clients. Now, this is something we strongly support. Acceptance Finance has always acted in this manner, and therefore we find this is just a really natural progression that the industry should be taking and should have already taken. So we totally agree with that one. The removal of trail commissions, we disagree with this, and it's mainly because of what trailing commission allows businesses like us to do. It was originally designed to be like a deferred establishment fee for setting up the loans, and as a result of that, brokers are able to build up some infrastructure which we then use to provide clients with ongoing support, whether it be reviews, whether it be doing variations and increases and small complicated things on your loan applications that we would always deal with without charging any fees. This was able to be done because of the trailing commission. But probably the one thing that concerns us the most is a move to a fee-for-service model. And what the Royal Commission is recommending is that we adopt change the way that brokers are paid. At the moment, brokers are paid by the lenders. Okay, so we can offer you the services without charging you a fee. What they want to do is stop the lenders from paying us and have brokers charge clients fees. Now, what we fear this will do, we certainly don't think this will bring interest rates down, but what we do fear this will do is it will push many borrowers to banks with branch networks. And what that will do is that will change the dynamics of the financial services industry, or the lending industry in Australia. Many of the regional banks and smaller banks rely on brokers for distribution. They provide the competition that has driven interest rates down over the last decade or so. So by removing the competition, we believe this will create an environment where other lenders, the major banks in particular, are able to increase their rates over time. In our opinion, the system wasn't broken. Certainly it could do with a few tweaks, as any system can, and we should always look to continually improve how we deliver services. But there's just a couple of things I want to share with you that might support my view. Since brokers were introduced to the Australian economy almost 2 decades ago now, margins that banks charge clients on loans has steadily declined. In fact, I believe they've almost halved since the early 90s. It's also true that almost 60% of home borrowers have chosen to use mortgage brokers for their service. Clients using mortgage brokers enjoy a much higher level of satisfaction than those clients using banks directly. This is all leading towards a really positive outcome for clients that use brokers. Yet with this in mind, the Royal Commission has made recommendations that are going to push more clients to banks with branch networks. And the long-term outcome is likely to be higher rates for all Australian borrowers. We just hope that the political parties can see some of these downfalls and some of the recommendations, and that we just hope that the Liberal and the Labor Party can come together and come up with a good solution that sees us maintain competition in the Australian mortgage market. That's it for me. Stay tuned for further updates from our team at Acceptance Finance in the coming months. All the best.